Thank you to Policy Genius for sponsoring this video. went in and got the other one done. It's very simple. Nothing much to this porch. I think what I'll end up doing is, once I kind of get the porch constructed, I'll kind of scoot it around wherever it needs to be, if it needs to be shifted at all, just like back against the house a little bit. And then probably going to maybe do some braces. There will be the steps, of course, which will help hold it in place. Then some lattice around it to kind of hide the steps and just kind of finish it off. And then I might throw some concrete in those holes to lock the porch in place. I ended up going with it right off the front of the house for this reason. It's a big, nice glass door, and when you look out, I want it unimpeded, to where when you look out, you're just looking out into a nice field, and there's always deer over here, so it would just make a good view. Also, this slope is a little bit more than it looks on camera, and so I would end up having to kind of grade this out, and it comes down much closer to this tree than I'd like, and the tree is kind of a nice little size, so I wouldn't want to have to trim it back a whole bunch just to walk around it. I guess you could have a little path that came around, but again, you'd have to do some grading and leveling out of this area. With this, comes down really nice and kind of flat right here. It's nice and level, and then this I think would make for a nice patio area. So you could have those steps come down, and this could be a little sitting area right here, versus if it went down, all you'd really be catering to is just a straight line up the steps and in. Also, when you walk out and turn as if you were going to go down there, it's kind of an awkward, tight turn. So I think this is better. I also think with it coming straight off, you get this little additional room here, so someone could sit here just in a chair. Say you had a chair on a porch, you could just pull it out here and sit right there. Of course, if it was going down, you could sort of sit into this corner. But I like it. It will make it a 5-foot wide set of steps, and I get it. It's a little awkward, you know, set of steps here, set of steps here. I mean, I don't know how awkward it is. It just is what it is. Again, I always say this, massive improvement on what everything is starting out as. Keeps cleaning up, becoming more functional, and I think better looking. Is it the best it could have ever been? No, probably not. But it's probably the best it'll ever be.
You need home and auto insurance. It's that simple. So why is buying it so complicated? Policy Genius asked themselves that question, then started a company and reinvented the process from start to finish. Policy Genius is America's leading online insurance marketplace, making it easy to compare home and auto insurance policies from top companies to see if you could be paying less for your existing coverage. Policy Genius has saved their customers an average of $1,000 per year on their home and auto insurance by reshopping. The process is simple. Start by answering a few quick questions online about yourself and your property. Then the experts at Policy Genius will look for coverage similar to what you have now, but at a lower rate, so you don't lose out on protection or possible savings. By reshopping, you can save big, especially when you own multiple properties and cars. Policy Genius will compare your home and auto policies across different insurers and even mix and match to maximize savings. For me, the value of insurance is clear. One of my properties was struck by a car, but the driver decided to keep going, leaving me to handle the damage. My insurance policy kicked in, paying for the repair, therefore protecting my investment. Visit PolicyGenius.com/HomeMadeHome to shop the market and start saving today.
Small porch is done. So that makes 2 staircases on the front of the house. So this is what some people thought would be odd. It doesn't really bother me. You know, I think it's a convenience to have the 2 entrances and to have staircases. You know, if you had this one going here, if you went out this door, you'd have to go over and then down. So if you're in the kitchen, this is a quick way out. And then again, you know, I didn't want to bring it here because this is sloped. Also, it doesn't impede the view, just to look right out the door. So I like the way it is. It's actually a more involved porch than I was originally thinking. I was going to do just a tiny 3x3 pad up top, minimum, and then just a, you know, that wide staircase coming down. But I stretched it on out to the edge of the house, so it off centers the door, but I couldn't go over anymore because of the meter base and the disconnect. So couldn't really work around that without having all that redoing it all. But I like this. Another thing is I think kind of interesting. So this is a nice flat area, and then I don't know originally what all this was used for, but there's these kind of bricks, or I think they're probably solid cinder blocks up on their edge. But I'm thinking about basically kind of digging this out, or just basically removing the dirt, either putting some sort of little gravels or just paver stones, and from the driveway have a little sidewalk that comes around to this. So it'll be a little, you know, grassy, little grass yard, and then that, and then there's this strip here. I don't know. You could do a little patio right here. Many options. It's becoming much more house-like. You know, I think these bushes do need to go. I think what would look nicer here would be azaleas. It would just have a softer look than these kind of woody. I mean, azaleas are kind of woody too, but they just take on a more natural or softer bush. Probably have them grow about 3/4 to the height of this, and then keep them right there, just in this little spot. Just a bush or 2, I think, would look nice right there. I don't know. I'll probably just cut these down and just have it grass right to the bottom of the porch, but I just haven't done it yet. I like these types of bushes for kind of barriers, so I may end up trying to dig them up and move them somewhere different.